First things first, I would like to congratulate King Charles II. Pardon me. King Charles II, at least that's what I believe it is. Or third. Thought I would have looked it up. But I have a reason. On becoming King of England. So, congratulations. Bravo. Bravo. Hip hip. Hooray, I guess. Considering I have a few things we'll discuss here in a moment because you're going to try to gaslight me, and that's quite hilarious. But I want to show the kids, or actually just the regular American citizens, what's really going on within our government. So we expect our government to look like this. This is we the people, Constitution, the laws, a balanced court between spirit of the law and letter of the law. We tell these guys as citizens, hey, we want you to write these laws, and we want you to check back with us every so often. You have the lower house as the House of Representative, the upper house is the Senate. We said we don't want the oligarchs controlling the Senate, so we said we have direct representation of the Senate. We also have the Vice President and the President. Now, technically, they're supposed to be separately elected, but we, because of political parties, put them together. Now, one of the neat things is the Vice President is the only person that can go from the House of Representatives to the President's compound and back and forth. The only one who has any legal authority and can walk onto the Senate floor, only the Senate floor, as the head of the Senate. This is done as a physical embodiment of how the people are supposed to conduct themselves, how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. So what I'm going to show you now is what has happened and what our government actually looks like right now. Mitch McConnell and them have overdone the judiciary, so it's more letter. They have used that to squash laws they don't like. So by making sure the judiciary is stacked with very far-right judges, they have trampled on the Constitution by making people by saying it's something different than what they are saying it is. One second. So they use the laws to override a lot of our constitutional rights. Saying it's freedom of religion and everything else, and they're actually destroying the Constitution. Then, with Trump, because they didn't stand up to him, they took this and they put it down here. Now, they still think it's up there. And so now, what we have is this. This is what our government looks like right now. We're not supposed to have a king. It's supposed to look like this. Not like this, or actually, it's more like this. If we were to really show what it really is, that's not the American system. This is the American system. 3 co-equal branches of government, where we make laws, we use the Constitution to make laws, and then we let these appoint judges to interpret those laws, and the laws change as the spirit, as we embody more of the spirit. And if the laws become unbearable, we change those laws too. And then we make sure that they're calling balls and strikes. That's why the Supreme Court is losing its power. But that was designed by Mitch McConnell, because he figures if the president has this, as the vice president, well, then he gets the courts. And that's why he's been packing the courts. And it's always been a thing, court packing. It's part of the game. But Mitch McConnell has taken it to a whole new level But the worst part is not so much the court packing and the silly politicking, it's that he let this happen. He let the presidency become over um, the legislative branch and the judiciary. And then he makes the judiciary work on behalf of the presidency, not on behalf of the people. This what you are seeing is why the Magna Carta was created. That's not our system of government. This is what our system of government is supposed to look like. And the only way we can get it going back from this to this is we have to hold the person, which was this guy, accountable. The former guy that was in this office, accountable. If we do not, the Constitution is lost and the Republic is lost. Zelensky and the Ukrainians understand the poison that are the oligarchs. They saw for their own eyes firsthand how they stole their hard-earned work for their own luxuries. And none of it rolled back into the economy. It just stayed in their pockets. Nobody cares if you're a bajillionaire or rich. Ridiculous. Actually, especially here in America, we kind of root for you. You know, this is who we are. Like, hey, dude, go live that American dream, bro. Rock on, man. Rock on. But if your American dream is to turn yourself into a monarchy, we got problems. And Trump has turned us into this, where we should be this. January 6th took us to this. And it is up to us to take us back to this. And then handle the judges, create better laws, and recapture our republic. Because this is what it's supposed to look like, and it does not. And the only way we can do this is hold the congresspersons first who are accountable, who are supposed to impeach and remove the president for breaking the law, the most egregious of laws, which is he allowed he coronated himself as king. Essentially, he did a Napoleon. He wanted to go down to the capital and appoint himself as king. So he sent his agents. First, he sent Mike Pence, which is the constitutional agent. But when Mike Pence would not go along, he sent the mob as his agents. And since they were his agents, he is in a crime. But the fact is, Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy did not have the courage to hold him to his crime. And thus, by all intents and purposes, he thinks he still is He's our king. But this is America, and we do not have kings. And the only way to bring it back is first we have to hold accountable. First, call it what it is: an insurrection, a coup d'etat, an illegal overthrow of the constitutional order of the United States of America. And he did not do this alone. 14th Amendment states we should remove the power to remove the persons from the chambers are held within Congress. And the only way that we can force Congress to remove those who failed to do their constitutional duty and allowed our republic to turn into an empire right under our noses is us. For we know what happens in empires and autocracies. First they get all chummy, then they got to do a little keeping up with the Joneses, and then they start blowing each other up. But they don't use their children, they don't use their families, they use yours. Those people over there. You know, the doctors, the plumbers, the laborers. They get the lawyers to debase themselves, or they find willing, cowardless accomplices, instead of being the meritocracy necessary to truly run something that is owned by all. Because merit is something that they do not want. Because merit shows flaws. And no one is perfect. So remember this. This is what? This is the this is what Donald Trump did. This is what because we still do in precedent. This is what the structure of the United States is right now. We're supposed to be the country of the rule of law, and that is the rule of a monarch. Donald Trump gets back into office, he will never let it go. The next person who gets back into office, may it be Kamala Harris, even, or the next presidential candidate, this is what they are inheriting, and we cannot allow that. That is not the Constitution of the United States of America. And we need to know who funds them, who allowed this to happen. To that end, I'm going to write to the speaker. Well, I've done the first two. I'm going to do the third, which is show up. The January 6th committee needs to use Congress's inherent powers of contempt to bring Peter Navarro, Mark Meadows, Mike Pence, and Donald Trump to testify. This is a constitutional matter. It is in the purview as a third co-equal branch of government and necessary to restore balance back to the United States government, to we the people, to give us back our power. We have to take our power back. To use even the right wingers thing, but they actually want a king. Understand that. The right nationalists, the far, far right, want this. They want a king. And they don't even realize, a lot of them say that's not what they want, but they don't know that's what they're going towards. Some of them do, but most of them don't. The ones that do don't want the ones that don't to know it. They don't want them to know that that's just what they're doing. So the Queen is buried on the 19th, which is next Monday. Presently, I am having a difficulty, but I'm going to explain that in a little bit. Did notice yesterday, that a Queen Camilla has overstepped her bounds, but she's about to find something out. So is our dear King, well, Britain's dear King. So what they're trying to do is they don't want me to reach England, because then I become real. I'm not just this voice that their mother, as Prince Charles is thinking, made a deal with. But then he made a dumb deal with the same people who are trying to kill him. So it's quite interesting. We're going to go over that in a wee bit. Because what he has to do is, if I don't show up at the funeral, he can say I didn't do sufficient, I didn't care, I wasn't trying to. Well, first off, I don't have my passport, and I got to go do some other errands and stuff to fly out. But I need the money. It's supposed to be released from the DCCC for the consulting. But everyone's going to try to gaslight me and say that none of this is actually happening. Right. So, with that said, he's also gonna say is that his mother, that there was not any what she asked, what I asked for, that she never heard, or whatever BS. All I know that she heard everything I was saying on the last broadcast, I would say. She was listening, and you know it. She agreed to all those terms, all my terms. Because one thing, Charles, I don't think you realized is, I really want nothing to do with any of this crap. It's kind of like her. I think we got each other. We understood. It's like, yeah, dude, I'd much rather do something else besides deal with these idiots. You have to think I'm some type of charlatan, and I'm just trying to say, like, dude, I'm just observing. This is how it is, man. But oh, see, your lady, the Queen Camilla, is doing her whispering. As I said, I saw a paparazzi dude. We'll get to that in a second. That's her main favorite way of attacking. But so, as I was saying, so you're trying to keep me from going to England, meeting, even just meeting people, and you can hate me. Oh, that's a strange little whatever. But becoming from something that's numinous to being phenomena. That's something that's in the mind to being what is actually real, and then facing that. You don't really want to deal with that. Because I know your greed glands got going, and then your friends were like, "Oh, come on, dude, we got you. You know, going to the country club, have a bit of tea. Oh, we'll run your little thing that you got going for you, right? We'll control you. We'll tell you what you can do and not do." That's what they're really saying, and they will control you right out of your crown. See, what your mother understood is I really could care less about this whole crown thing. It's not my thing. I don't really care. It's a useful tool. I don't even really want to be doing this whole thing that I'm doing but history is called. And so I answered. See, I'm really just an American, man. You know, I'm this and that or whatever, but my heart's a hearts and the way I act, who I am, I'm just an American. You know, the only thing that cares, you know, us Americans, we're kind of a little weird about our flag and our Constitution. And your behavior is threatening our Constitution and our flag. She knows that. I could care less about your crown, but I care about my flag and the Constitution. And you allowing the same people that are trying to overthrow the Constitution and your crown to manipulate and control you is quite unacceptable. Now, I had asked your mother approved that I don't have to deal with the wives, so to speak, because I knew they're going to do it. As I said, they're never going to forgive me, but I don't care. I will not heap the crown on somebody's head who's an idiot. We will not keep the crown on somebody's head who's an absolute moron. The other thing you said you were going to be king of the realm. No, dude. You're the defender. Oh, it was defender of the realm. Defender of the, like, no, you are the defender of the realm. There's a reason for the. If there is not a singular king, it gives other idiots ideas. We can't be letting them have those stupid ideas. Now, can we? There is a Protestant king, and you are it, or a Protestant sovereign. And then there's the secular sovereigns of the United States of America. By not upholding the word of your mother, you are showing yourself that you choose yourself to be a tyrant. And I will tell the rest of the world that they should not do business with you nor the United States, because they will not uphold any values. And if you're going to do business with them, play both China, them. Hell, I was actually going to ask you to do that anyways. Both of them want to recolonize you. I just want to invest money and make money back. I'm an American, I'm just greedy. But I figure if people learn how to make money, they do less dumb shit. They helping their neighbors, they're helping themselves, They're just most people just want to live life. There's always going to be conflict. There's always going to be meaning war, but we got to keep those wars small because of what's coming with shit like this Dingleberry's about to try to do. Because his friends were so gassed. I can't believe he spoke to us like that. Damn right I spoke to you like that, and damn right I mean it. You're going to gaslight me. You're going to say that this is not being heard by the world, that I am just sitting here speaking into this. That this no one's all this crap for the last several years has not happened. Nope. Don't care if you say that or not. I'm going to continue living my life because it's not going to be much longer because you dumbasses are about to blow this fucking planet up. See, Camilla, your mother, I keep saying your mother, the Queen, Queen Elizabeth herself, raised you to Queen to bind you and to actually protect you. Because if you weren't Queen, we could remove you. But here's the thing, Charles. As the King of England, so before I, your job is to, well, let me, before I go, I'm going to explain to you what us, because you're going to say that the whole thing is being said that that there was no agreement. The Queen's words, her actions, deeds, they had no, you know, meaning you're the king now, right? Okie dokie. As I said, you now know you're going to be you're trying to be a tyrant. We get that. So the agreement was for a syndication, that I would syndicate or create investment vehicles. The thing about syndications is the syndicator usually, well, this syndicator owns 25% of the syndication. Syndicator raises capital, and they're going to try to find some loopholes or whatever, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. Paperwork, when the paperwork's signed, it's going to be done nice and legal. But the overall idea, the syndicator brings in that owns 25% is the general manager and general partner in general. And since she stated a private equity fund and a hedge fund, so there's two different types of funds, plus funds for doing the good works of the family. As a syndicator, means I get 25% equity position. And I'm taking it, mind you. Now, I said 15% of the Conservative Party for trying to overthrow the government, and the House of Lords for allowing the FSB into the Parliament. Well, then we need to know who in America, you know, hundreds richest families in America. We need to know who wants to uphold the Constitution. We really don't care about your crown, but we do very much care about the Constitution. Because the thing is, 15% of gross wealth is not that much. One-time fee. Just so the king knows who's who in the zoo. And then we can use all that to do proper, to build this world properly, to do good works, to be honorable, to be ruthless if necessary, of course. But it is not. We're here to build a better world. We're given this power to use it properly. Brexit is dependent on the realms and the Commonwealth. If they think you're going to recolonize them and they think they're going back to to just being subjugated, you're high as a flippin' kite. So I need the DACCC to release the money for the consulting that they're saying they're not paying for, but I know that they have. At least they better have. Three passports, three diplomatic passports. I need an American diplomatic passport, a British diplomatic passport, and a Jamaican diplomatic passport, preferably delivered by courier, because I know you know where the hell I'm at. I have some errands to run once this wire comes in. Because you see, Charles, this is the kicker. You're going to be like, well, I don't have to listen to I Am the King. Yeah, actually, yeah, you do. Because that, everyone knows the Queen was listening. And she's granted me those requests, which were fairly simple. Apartment over there, not to be killed, which means the courtesy. Which also means now, since that courtesy is extended, then that courtesy is also extended back by the United States. Your job, King Charles, is to expand the wealth and power of the House of Windsor. I have offered you a plan that does both, and you've rejected it to stay a pauper. Now you might say that, oh, that my friends, no, your friends are using it to control you. And Pope Francis, Pope of the Eastern Orthodox churches, rabbis, there can only be one king. We cannot allow, you threw off being the defender because you didn't have to be head of the Episcopalian Church. You're saying you're the secular. Oh hell no! You're the head of the Episcopalian Church, so that we don't have any more tyrants like Putin is trying to pull. Why do you think he aligned himself with the head of the Russian Orthodox Church? Why do you think he needs to take Kiev? You giving that up gives an opening to tyrants. But you also were trying to give it up for the worst reason, so that way you can cut responsibility. Which means you thought you were going to be a tyrant. We can't have that. Your mother's, Queen Elizabeth II, our, I guess, verbal contract is a syndication, private equity, and a hedge fund, and I create the syndication and then I control them. And from there, Prince Harry, Lady Markle do their good works and make money for the family. We use it to shape the world. Because let me explain to you what you probably did get an understanding. So let's say here, Okay, oops. Assets under management. 10 trillion assets under management. So we have Blackstone, Vanguard, Fidelity. Where are these people hiding their money? So even if we're just 1.5, 15% of everybody's kit, that's 1.5 trillion. Okay, 1 trillion after I get my cut. To start with, you'd be denying just off of the interest, you'll be denying your people tax payments to show that you care about their welfare. Instead of being like the oligarchs who steal and squeeze and see if they can break their people in half and leave them starving so they can vulture off their bones. So I assume you're going to gaslight me. They know this, the world. They have done this on purpose. Jamaica, they are trying to re-enslave everyone again. This, the Queen herself placed me in this position because I didn't want it and I don't want it. But I'd be damned if I'm going to allow evil to continue its course without a damn good fight. Prince William, Prince Harry, Princess Anne, your father is making King George, King Charles III or second, whatever his name is making decisions at this present time that endangereth the crown. Your mother and grandmother made this pact to protect the crown. The United States and Britain have a unique heritage, and we have the opportunity, working with our partners around the globe, to make this world the dream that we all dream of, or a hell we all wish to escape. That choice belongs to us, as all humanity. From now on, Meghan Markle and my whereabouts are classified at TSSCI because Camilla loves using the paparazzi to harass. And that's not happening anymore. The Queen made you queen so we can continue. She made this deal so I can continue. So the brothers and you can truly build a better empire, if so to speak. A better Commonwealth, actually. And America can really live up to our ideals. We are going to be a spacefaring society and race. Who do we wish to be out amongst the stars? We make that decision now and today. As I said, Princess Anne, Prince Harry, Prince William, your loyalty is to the crown first and foremost. It is not to the king. The king was wanting to allow the people who wish to overthrow the crown and the constitution to be in control, because he could not deal with the fact that the persons who will have his money are a bit melanated, and that his wealth and that the family wealth is tied to the Constitution of the United States. Heavy is the crown, but even heavier still is the weight of the responsibility on shoulders. Our shoulders. I kindly ask, ma'am and sirs, to inform the king of his responsibilities and duties. There are those who are dying for freedoms we have as Americans, and they want them so dearly bad, and we're about to try to give them away. Tyranny, slavery, or freedom. These are our choices. How do we wish to choose? How will we speak in history at this time and moment? We are the people. We are the crown. We are free men. We are the knights of the temple. We are Rome, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, old gods of the heath. But we are more than that. We are humanity. As Americans, we are the bright hope. Even when we're being the most bigoted, we still are the bright hope. Maybe I can be an asshole too, like that one day. But do you want to live, and do you want to leave behind a legacy that is worthy of the tales that will be told? That when the Constitution was down, the chips were down, when hope seemed lost, you held the ground. You found a way. We are free people as Americans. We upheld the Constitution. we upheld freedom. So, Charles, are you going to protect the crown or your pride? Slava Ukraine. Glory to democracy. May the flag forever wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.